tongs. I need some. I made this pair of bolt tongs. I'm sure I showed you the video. Alright, the bolt tongs, and they're working really well for railroads. I want to make today. I actually would like to make 2 pair. I'm not sure if I'll get 2. Both of them, but the first one I want to make, I don't know what they're called. They have a little round cup on the end with a round indentation. Maybe they're called Cup Tongs. I don't know. I should probably know, but I don't. I'm going to make up a set of those, and we'll see how it goes. Now, I'm horrible at making tongs. That's why I'm making them. You gotta do the things that you don't do well. So until they're out of the way, I'm sick of having the inability to make tongs hanging over my head. So I'm going to use this pair of tongs as an example. All right, there's a lot of videos on making tongs. I've watched probably all of them. It's never as easy as the video shows, no doubt about it. However, getting a pair of regular tongs, and I bought these probably on eBay or something like that. These work well. I need a set that allows me to do maybe a 1/4 inch stock. I don't want to modify these. These are really, really heavy. A lot of the stuff I work on is small, light stuff. I really don't need stuff quite this heavy. But let's take a look at these tongs and try to figure out how to make tongs. All right, look at just one jaw of these. First step we need to do, all right, once we have our stock, is we need to build this step up right here. And to do that, I'm going to lay my stock on here and drive it down. All right, makes sense. Step 2, and watch the videos, I'll just say keep rolling one way and you're going to be good. Step 2, once I have that, I would say halfway down, I'm going to come on this side of the anvil and make this step. Where am I? Right here. This step, up and over. Okay, so again, this side of the anvil to do the first drop, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, come over to this side, drop it halfway down again to make that step. Last step, same side of the anvil, turn it 90 degrees again, drop it 1/2 thickness again. That's all it takes. I mean, literally, that's this flat, this angle, and then the step for the boss. It seems so easy, but I have a lot of trouble doing it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. This side of the anvil, half, rotate 90 degrees. This side of the anvil, half, rotate 90 degrees. This side of the anvil, half. That's the plan anyway. So I bought myself some 5/8 round stock. I've been looking for 5/8 rebar, and the only place I have it is in Buffalo, and that's 2 or 3 hours. You got to try to make what you need out of what you got. But we're going to start with this. I think I'm going to cut these into 1 foot lengths. I'm hoping that I can get my tong and my reins out of that 1 foot length. A lot of guys like to weld the reins on. I'm going to just do it in one piece. We'll give it a try. All right, for the first step, I think I want to upset this end just a little bit. Just a little, because I do want that extra round on that end. So I'm going to do that on both of them. Oops, see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. Back to the heat. So a little more than 2 inches. And I'm just going to give it a flatness. There's one. Alright, let's give her a go. So we'll start our first one. I got 1 inch that I want to step up. I'm going to do that about halfway. We're going to come to the other side and we're going to step it down. About halfway. She had a good clean anvil to work on. That ain't bad. Try to square that corner off best we can. Alright, so there's the step up, and we rotate it on the other side of the anvil, 90 degrees step down. That ain't horrible. Let's get the other one. Alright, now the trick is you always keep turning the same direction. So I started here, rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. I'm going to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise again. That's the trick. It took me a while to figure out. There, rotate, and then here. And I'm going to go 1 inch. Alright, at this point I'm going to start putting that round in these jaws a little. just to get them rounded up if I can, because I'm going to want to start spreading those out. So I'm going to use the cross peen and a rotational pattern. Spread that out a little. Like that. Go from there. I think I'm okay with how they're going. I'm going to mark the centers and then put that dimple in. I'll just go ahead and use a center punch to figure out where I want that center of that dimple to be. Just put a little mark so I can see it when I'm ready to forge it. Go ahead and put that dimple in where I want it to be. Right there, looks good. That ain't bad at all. There you have it. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alrighty, now let's see what we gotta do. Alright, it's time to start pulling those reins out a little. What I'm gonna do first is just square them off. Not too bad at all. Alright, so I got the front part of the reins drawn out. So they're almost the same size. They're pretty good. I'm okay with that. So now what we can do is start pulling out the tails. This is why a lot of guys will just do this much of it and then weld on a piece of 3/8 or something like that, just to make the process go quicker. I'm going to draw them out. I think I'm going to have a lot more steel than we need. Well, we'll see what they look like. Alright, to draw these things out, I'm going to square them off. And then I'm going to use the edge of the anvil to fuller them out a little bit. On a couple of sides. And that'll help put a corrugation in there that once you flatten it, will naturally want to stretch it out. See, I picked up a couple inches already by doing that. Whew. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this. I'll keep that for some other project. I'll probably nip these things off. Matter of fact, I might do it right now, and then make the reins out of what's left. Should be plenty of material there. All right, so I'm thinking by the time I get done, that should be fine. That's about 6 inches. And if you remember, I started with 12. So I'd say you can easily, at a 5/8 stock, get yourself a halfway decent tong. This thing will probably be another 6 inches longer when I get done. 4 to 6 inches out of 6 to 8 inches of 5/8 round. This is where you earn your money right here. Holy cow. No doubt about it. And we'll start tapering these things down here. 4-pound hammer's getting heavy. It's been a long winter. No doubt about it. Now to clean these guys up, if you hammer it while it's black, you'll get a nice clean finish on there. Otherwise you end up with a lot of hammer marks, ugly looking stuff going on. Kind of a good way to put a good clean finish on there. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a good start. Sad part, the other one's still like that. So even though I measured it was 5 inches off, that was it. You know, by pulling that out, you ended up with a good length. So let me finish this one. I'll come back. All right, there we have them. Reins are drawn out to the length I wanted. It's not a long pair, but it's not a short pair either. I like these, and they're just about the same length as those. I think we're good to go at this point. A lot of work drawing out the reins. Alright, next step, punch the hole and rivet the thing in place. Alright, best thing to do is get these things positioned where you want, and then you're going to go ahead and mark where you want that pivot point to be. I want it right about in there. put a little dimple in the steel so you know where to punch. Alright, we'll go ahead and get ready to punch this one out. We'll find our mark. There she is. Put our punch where we want it. Put it until she shows. Punch her out. It almost drifted. Does a trick for me. Get that in the cold water. Flatten this baby out. Get her where we want her to be anyway. They said we can adjust the jaws. We don't want to adjust much else. Alrighty. We should be about ready to put a pin in there and hopefully be happy with where everything is. Let's hope anyway. Let's find a pin. Yeah, so I thought I had some 3/8 laying around. I don't. I got a little rebar. We'll make our own rivet. Not a big deal. And perfect size to drive through there when it's hot. And I think plenty long enough. Alright, we'll just nip my little pin right off here. Hopefully the right length. Hopefully the right length. Leave that on just a little bit. Now heat that like that. And then when I get ready to put it in, I can just break the top off like you would a nail. Go into town with that. Alrighty, so we'll go get our pin. I'd say I got it hot enough. Slide it in there, break it off. Give it a little drive through, everybody. Do that. Hang this side off a little bit. Flip it over, ping that side off a little bit. Just like that. I knew what I was doing. It looked pretty. But it don't have to look too pretty. It just has to work. Uh-oh, don't work. So now what do we do? Next step is to heat this up nice and red, get it working and quench it quickly. Alright, so you get it nice and red so you can work them, and you quench them and work them at the same time in the water. And they'll find their spot where they belong. And there you have it. A pair of tongs, kind of. Now we just need to fine tune it, get it to where we want it to be. I want these a little bit closer. This would be great for dealing with thick stock like this. I'd be in business. I'm going for more something like this size, so I got a little bit of fine-tuning to do. But there's our tongs riveted. Again, they ain't the prettiest things in the world, but I made them. And every time you make a pair, you're going to make another pair a little better. But I'm not done yet. Let's finish this up. Alright, accordion. Alright, good thing to do is take the piece that you're trying to make this for, which in this case, I want something to help grab these horseshoes a little better. And put that piece in there so that you get the right amount of squeeze you want on this end, and it's the grip that you're hoping you're going to get. Maybe a little bigger. I'll go with just a piece that's a little bit bigger so I get a little more hold on that. And I'll go ahead and I'll kind of get these guys so they are where I want them to be. It's not bad, they still work alright. Try these out. Adjust my reins. I'm not hating that much at all. That looks pretty good. It gives me about, I don't know, what, 1/4 inch there for a space. They don't look horrible. I kind of like them. I think they'll do the trick. when I'm working on my horseshoe hearts and stuff like that. I hope. A little wider, I think. And you just tweak them till you're happy with them. And there you have it. Now, if these were something I was trying to sell, I'd first make about 300 more pair, which I actually have a couple of tongs to make for people, so trust me, these aren't what you're going to get. I'm sure you'll be happy with them. But this is what I started with. This is my first set of tongs out of rebar, and they've been working well. And this one here is starting to look a little bit more like a tong. At least I got the appearance of the step here and the step there. It's, you know, not perfect, that's for sure, but they work. And I think I'll like them. I think they'll do the trick for me for when I'm working with my horseshoes. Sweet.